Hello, today we're going to talk about comparison number stories. Comparison number stories involves finding the difference between two separate quantities. Quantities are things that are counted or things that are measured. Here's an example of this type of problem. What is the difference between the normal high and low temperatures for Atlanta, Georgia? Off to the side, we can see information over here for Atlanta. We have a high of 77 degrees. This little symbol here is the symbol for degrees. We have a low of 56 degrees. I want to think about what I've learned for solving problems to help me. I want to think about what do I already know. I already know there's a high of 77 and a low of 56. Then I want to think about what is it I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find the difference between these two temperatures. Next, I need to think about what am I going to do to help me solve the problem. I'm going to use a diagram called a quantity-quantity difference. You've learned about a couple diagrams already for solving story problems. You've learned about a part-part total. You've learned about a start, change, end. This one is quantity-quantity difference. It's used for subtraction story problems. Let's go ahead and fill in what we know. One quantity or measurement that we have is a high temperature of 77 degrees. Another piece of the information is that I have a low of 56 degrees. My job is to find the difference. Difference means subtract. I'm going to now solve the problem. 77 minus 56. Okay, this is what it would look like written in the number model form. That's not always the best way for trying to actually solve the problem. A lot of times it's easier to write it this way. 77 minus 56. 7 minus 6, starting on the right side, 7 minus 6 is 1, 7 minus 5 is 2. My difference is 21, and I'm going to label it degrees, 21 degrees. Now I want to think about, does this answer make sense? I have two numbers here. I'm subtracting the two numbers, so I would expect an answer that is smaller. And as you see, 21 is smaller than both 77 and 56, so this answer would make sense. Here's another problem. What is the difference between the normal high and low temperatures for Memphis, Tennessee? Think about what we know. We know the high is 78. We know the low is 58. We're going to think about what I need to do. The question says I need to find the difference. Now, what am I going to do to help me? I'm going to use the quantity-quantity difference diagram. One quantity or measurement is 78 degrees. Another quantity I have is 58 degrees. What is my job? My job is to find the difference. Difference means subtract. I'm going to solve the problem and subtract. 78 minus 58. 8 minus 8 is 0. 7 minus 5 is 2. And my answer is in degrees. As a number model, it's going to look like 78 degrees minus 58 degrees gives me an answer of 20 degrees. Check. Does this answer make sense? I have two larger numbers. I'm going to subtract them. I would expect a smaller number for an answer, and I do have a smaller number here of 20 degrees. If I had a really large number of 1,000, then I would know that answer would not make sense. Time for the quiz. Quiz question number 1. Please take out your notebook. You do not have to copy this entire problem unless you want to. What I do ask that you do is draw the quantity difference diagram in your notebook, fill in that diagram, and write down a number model with a unit. Here's the problem. What is the difference between the normal high and low temperatures for Minneapolis, Minnesota? Right underneath the problem, you have information that can help you. Minneapolis spring high, 64 degrees. Minneapolis spring low, 44 degrees. Quiz question number 2. What is the difference between the normal high and low temperatures for New York City, New York? New York City spring high, 67 degrees. New York City spring low, 51 degrees. Once you have finished solving the problem, please go online and put your answers to the quiz questions on the online quiz. I'll see you in class tomorrow. Have a good evening.